This is Jerry Lee Sober Dennis coming to you with another courtside basketball production. Today we're going to cover the 2019 Hotshot Championship basketball game between the 8-0 Wolfpack versus the 7-1 Warriors. While our teams warm up here and get ready to play between a game that's going to be the deciding winner or champion of the 2019 basketball season, I want to talk a little bit about the Wolfpack's coach, Christopher Billison Cummins. We had the opportunity to sit down and speak with Chris and kind of pick his brain and figure out what makes him tick. Why is his basketball team, led the way it is, and why he does what he does. It was pretty interesting, looking back at old pictures of Chris play basketball himself. I think this is 2004 Hoop It Up basketball game off Power Inn in Sacramento. I had the opportunity of being there in that game and had some old pictures and, found it pretty interesting how close Christopher's gameplay was to Mekhi's, his sons. You can see that Chris was never the tallest on the court, but I tell you what he lacked in height, he definitely made up for it in heart, will, and determination. That coupled with some pretty solid techniques, his ability to move around the court is pretty impressive. You can see here it's almost Jordan-esque. No? Oh, man, it's pretty similar if you ask me. So when I talked to Chris about his bond with Mekhi, he said basketball is, something that he's always loved, and Mekhi's picked up those same traits. He said Mekhi actually loves practicing more than he loves coaching, which makes his job relatively easy. Says as long as Mekhi keeps wanting to learn, hey, he'll keep coaching.
There you go. Keep going.
Loves practicing with him. Found some old footage here of back when Mekhi was a little guy, living between the cones, as I like to say. Look at these skills, switching from the right hand to the left hand.
Keep going.
Practice makes perfect.
Keep going.
Practice makes perfect. We see a lot of that when you compare these videos to what Mekhi actually does on the floor. Pay attention to it. When he's on the court today moving around, some of these same skills that he's doing between these chairs in his driveway are what allows him to move so effortlessly through different opponents on the court. It's really impressive. Chris comes from multiple generations of leaders. If we go back a couple generations to his grandpa, Pastor Cleo Cummins, he served in the Army. From there, he moved on to serve in the Army of the Lord. In 1949, he was called to preach and helped organize Macedonia Baptist Church. He became the pastor and served in that role for 23 years. From there, he moved to New Testament Baptist Church in North Highlands, became their pastor and helped them grow from 43 active members to 1,600. Pastor Cleo Cummins was said to believe in faith-based organizations being leaders in the community. Before we touched on Christopher's dad, I wanted to check out Mekhi's motivational video here.
Strongest in you. No weakness. What are you going to do if you have weakness? Nothing. So exercise. Do whatever you want, but exercise.
There's that heart. If that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will. Christopher's dad, Pastor Billy Cummins, followed in his father's footsteps and was an intern pastor for New Testament Baptist Church. And he actually moved on to be the founder and the pastor for New Love Ministries in Antelope. Uncle Bill, as I like to refer to him, believes in teaching the younger generation that we're all winners. So as you can see here, Coach Chris has a lot of leadership running through his blood, and it's nice to see him following his father and grandfather's footsteps and, serve the community in which he lives, inspire another generation of winners and leaders. So my hat's off to you, Coach Chris. It's been a pleasure to watch you coach these boys this season. Made it to several basketball games, and it has not been a disappointment. Your dedication to the team, to your son, has made me a better person, a better coach, and just an overall appreciative person for what you got going on out there. So family and friends, if you get the opportunity, support Coach Chris and Mekhi and all those other little kids out there and all those coaches that are volunteering their time, effort, and energy to helping the young kids of this world figure out the challenges of life on the court, on the field. But we'll leave it at that. Just say thank you, Chris. I urge you guys to get out there and support them. So as we move to the coverage of the basketball game, you see that it's been a little tough for Mekhi to get going, although his offense hasn't really picked up yet. His defense has definitely picked up the slack. What's so impressive about this young kid, if his offensive game isn't really there, he's going to make up for it with his defensive toughness and his ability really to make plays on both sides of the ball.
Come on.
As we move through the game today, we're going to be highlighting a lot of the gameplay of Mekhi, but I definitely wanted to highlight that this was a team effort. It wasn't just Mekhi. There was multiple quarters where he took several shots and didn't get the basket. There's multiple players who stepped up throughout the game defensively and offensively to help the Wolfpack do what they did throughout the game. That's what makes this team so good. When one part of the team isn't succeeding, there's another part or player that steps up and picks up the slack. There's Mekhi moving about, passes it over to 23, Julian. Julian is actually Coach Bone and Coach Chris's nephew. Coach Bone's sister's son. There's a lot of times that he'll come over to the house with Coach Chris and they will help one another practice and prepare for the game. It's another dimension of this team. It's like a family. So that ends the first quarter of play. As you can see there, it's 2-2. There wasn't much going in that quarter offensively, but defensively, we saw a lot. I don't know if you picked up on what the Wolfpack might be able to exploit, but as Julian and Mekhi move the ball around the outside of the court, pay attention underneath to the big and the paint is wide open. I think they might get a bucket from that as we see Julian score another 2 points there for his team. When we talk about the Warriors, I really want you to pay attention to these long shots they're taking. I mean, they're not stable, they're shooting off their back foot, they're not squared up on the basket. And they just do it over and over again throughout the course of the game. Surprisingly, they still were able to stay neck and neck with the Wolfpack, but had they took some better shots, I think they might have had a little bit more success as they get a bucket right there. There's another one of those long shots. Really hard to make those at this age. That's a little number 40, Jules, coming down court. Coach Bone and Coach Chris, They've actually been friends for a long time. Chris said they've been friends ever since they were 8 years old. Played youth basketball together. Graduated high school together. Their bond is definitely unique and part of what makes this team tick. There's another one of those off-balance shots that I was talking about. Really got to be careful of those because the Wolfpack will definitely take advantage of you. Keep having turnovers like that. There's Julian's ball handling skills. He's definitely quick off the dribble. You see him running the floor there. Misses his shot, but got some wheels on him. He's got some speed. Hate to highlight it again, but there's another one of those shots. I tell you, the Warriors, whew, they're not playing like Steph Curry and the crew when it comes to those crazy shots. Now that's Mason. This is Mason's second shot that he misses. Although that he didn't have a standout game this game. It's not going to reflect on his stats at the end of the day, but he definitely has a purpose. The way he moves down the court and draws that attention on the perimeter really opens up that underneath. Off balance, coupled with some defense.
That's some good basketball.
Results in a turnover. End of the second quarter. Moving into the third, 4-4. This third and fourth quarter is when you see Mekhi start to wake up and start exerting his offensive dominance. I think this is his first basket here. Started left, came back right. Got a little hairy there for a second, so he gave the ball up, but comes right back to it, and they give him a lane. You give him a lane, this guy's going to exploit you every single time. Can't give him a lane like that. Doesn't stay still. He's constantly moving. That's number 40, Amari. He had a great game. His defensive pressure, along with Ladarius, coupled with Mekhi. Look at that shot. Check that shot out. Along with Mekhi and Julian. They really played an outstanding game today. It's tied up 8-all, third quarter, 4 minutes left in it. Now this is what I was talking about underneath. That underneath game is there. Took him a while to actually capitalize on it, but it's there. 11. Number 11, he's Nick. Plays hard, man. He's the big, coupled with Ladarius. Now this is the second time I've mentioned Ladarius' name. This guy actually played on the opponents in last year's championship. Played with another team. His parents really liked the way Chris coached and approached him after the game. Ladarius being underutilized, and said that she wanted to sign her son up to play with Coach Chris. And he was definitely arguably one of the best players in this championship game. Keep doing a replay of these shots they're taking. They're really hurting them. Instead of getting some good ball movement, finding a good shot, they're rushing it for some reason. And I'm not out there playing, but I know it's hard whenever you got the defensive swarm of the Wolfpack. Here's Coach making some adjustments. I really think the Warriors were out-coached in this matchup. Coach Chris did a really good job of making some in-game adjustments, calming his team down. There's Mekhi with another shot. He likes that left side over there. That's 6 points in this quarter so far. Yeah, really starting to pull away. It's 8-12, third quarter. Mekhi and Coach Chris had a little bit of a run in because Mekhi was forcing that shot underneath. It's kind of hard to not want to get it down there when you're big. It's just down there all by himself and it's wide open. But they were able to pull it together, and Chris was able to calm down and do what he does. Little turnover there. But look at Mekhi coming back and going and making up for it. Didn't work out offensively, but he didn't get flustered. Went down there, got the ball back. Hey, turnover. He's a true champion, ladies and gentlemen. Minute and 30 left in the third. They're all starting to get tired now. There's these shots again. I just got to do a replay on them just over and over and over again. If the coach could only sit back and have a way to really see what's going on here. I don't know why he can't see that, but
there it is. All day.
There we go there. That's 4 points in the paint down there. Yeah, this definitely was a good game. Excited for the coaches to get this video and see exactly what was going on out there. All right, 14-10 in the third quarter. Mekhi had 6 points that quarter. We had a couple shots made underneath. The Warriors hadn't made the couple shots they did. Man, I tell you what, they really would have had a tough time the second half of this game. Mekhi's got all his money on the left-hand side today. Or on this shot there, he made it on the right-hand side, showing his versatility. Setting them left, then goes back right and gets a little bucket. Check out that. Meeting them up top. Meeting up top, getting the turnover, running the floor. Passes down to Ladarius, down low. Money. I love how Ladarius does his little hop after he shoots it. The excitement is just overwhelming. Glad he got a bucket. Good job, gentlemen. Missed that one. I believe we're at 16-10 now in the fourth quarter. This is a 5-quarter game. 4 minutes left. It's looking good. It's looking good for the Wolfpack. Don't count those Warriors out, though. Don't count them out. You know, they're taking those shots. It's only inevitable that a couple of them are going to fall. Ooh, look at that one. Check this out. This almost looks like what his dad did at the Hoop It Up tournament back in 2004. Ha ha, look at that. Those jeans run strong. Good job, fellas. That'll be fun to watch. Ladarius going to work, getting that ball back. Pass it out to Mekhi so he can get the ball in play. Look at that lane. Oh, that lane. Missed the shot, but man, you can't give Mekhi lanes like that. All right, so they got a bucket there, so I believe it's 16-12. 16-12 in the fourth. My apologies, 18-12. 18-12 in the fourth with about 2 minutes left. Darius just a beast down low. Look at him. Just fighting for that ball. A little too aggressive there. Got a turnover. Nice little step back, but once again, nice step back, but just couldn't pull it off. All right, I like seeing these little guys line up and shooting free throws. He knocked in one to make it 19. To be so little, they're rough. So I'm saying you got to get out there and check these guys out. This video, they don't do any justice what's really happening out there on the court. Seeing these little guys hustle the way they hustle makes me want to get out there and go and play a game myself.
10 seconds, Kai. 10 seconds.
Look at that. Darius got him another one. I believe that's 4. I could be wrong, but I'm glad for the little guy. 21-12. The fans are pumped up. That's Grandpa in the yellow shirt there. 21-12 going to the fifth.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Y'all heard it.
You would think that this would be a no-brainer. That the Wolfpack would leave out of here victorious. But this was probably the most exciting quarter of the whole game. So please watch it all the way until the end. The Warriors finally stepped up their defense, forcing the bad shot. There we go, got a jump ball. So this is the fifth and final quarter. It's 21-12. Game went all the way down to the wire. Well, Ladarius, or not, it's not Ladarius. Julian with a nice shot. Oh, that was nice. That's 23. 23 points now for the Wolfpack. Little spoil alert, 23, and there were no more points scored by the Wolfpack. That was the final point scored. It's 23-12 with 3 minutes left. Check this out. That's a bucket, 23-14 with about 3 minutes left. Now it got really exciting here, 23-14, my apologies. 2 minutes. 50 seconds left. They've been taking all these wild shots. Before long, they're bound to go in. 2 minutes left. Take a timeout. Coach Chris is doing what he does, trying to get him to open that chest cavity, get some air in them lungs. Ball game. These kids are so good, though, on both sides of the ball. Both teams that could be anybody's game right now. Ball around up top. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Oh! 23-16 with 2 minutes left in the ball game. Mind you, Wolfpack losing a little bit. Mekhi with the long pass there. He's been in for 4 quarters now. So he's got to be tired. They're so close to the end, 2 minutes left. I mean, mean, the mental strain that's going on with these little guys right now is huge. Got another long shot. Oh! Banks it in from downtown. Pay me my money, they say. 23-19 with 1:42 left in the game. 2 long shots made. There's a lot of frustration, anxiety, anticipation on the court now on the Wolfpack's bench over there. I mean, to be so close. Championship game, 8-0. Another long shot there. Didn't go through. I mean, the Warriors have multiple opportunities here to really, really, really make it hard for the Wolfpack to walk away with the victory.
Play your game, Chris.
They had several shots, but they just wouldn't fall. Good screen there. Trying to force it down low. And it's hard because that's been the game plan. All right, a minute left. 23-19. Look at Coach Chris over there trying to calm him down, trying to tell him to breathe and relax. Still. Oh, is it going to go in? Oh! So close. If that would have went in, it would have been 23-21, and it would have been anybody's ball game. Oh, I tell you what. Check out that defensive play, though. Came down to the wire. The excitement was just through the roof. 30 seconds left. It's 23-19. There's another shot that if it would have went down, it would have really made it hard for the Wolfpack. Got about 20 seconds left at this point. Who's going to leave the champion? 26 seconds left. Got a couple free throws here. Could possibly nail the gap a little bit. Misses the first one. Misses the second one. Just setting it up. Foul there. 13 seconds left. 23-19. It's looking good for the Wolfpack. It's looking good for the Wolfpack. Final adjustments. Check out that Warriors coach over there. He's really trying to get his guys motivated. Wolfpack sideline. Look at the grandpa motivating them. Defense, 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 he's yelling. Grandpa was fired up, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Look at that defense right there. I tell you what, I think Ladarius has got to be the MVP. That's just me. I mean, this guy, the whole game, he just laid it on him. Now check this out. How special is this? Special is this. A little victory run. Slow-mo. Mekhi running to the arms of Coach Chris. Coach Chris's other hand, we have Julian, his son and his nephew. Victorious, winners, champions, 2019 Hotshots champion, courtside basketball, brought to you by Christopher Cummings and his crew. Coach Bone, Coach Chris, players, congratulations. It's been a joy watching you game after game. If you didn't make it to a game this season, I highly encourage you get out there for the 2020 basketball season. Well, I'm sure the Wolfpack is going to bring the heat yet again.
Lead us off, baby.
1, 2,
There it is. This is Jerry Lee Sober Dennis signing out and thanking you for watching another JD Films production. Congratulations, Chris and Mekhi. And to everybody else on the Wolfpack organization, here's to being winners.